Here is the 2024 Buick Envista Preferred in ocean blue metallic with the slate gray interior. It's a cloth and leatherette mix. This is an all-new trim for Buick and getting a slope roof design, only offered in a front-wheel drive with one power option, which is shared with the Chevy Trax. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to go over some pros and cons. The problem that I have with the Envista, comparable rivals, and we're going to start off with revised Buick badging. The daytime runnings will be on the top. The headlights, LED turn signals, and going up to the Avenir changes the grille pattern. The Preferred is the base trim. We do have Convenience Package 1 and 2, which adds quite a bit of features, in which this will put it more towards the Sport Touring trim, except you're going to be getting 17-inch wheels, in which the Sport Touring, you can option a 19-inch wheel, but the Avenir will have a premium pearl nickel aluminum wheel that is specific to Avenir. And underneath the hood is going to house the Ecotec 1.2 liter 3-cylinder turbocharged that produces 137 horsepower and 162 pound-feet of torque paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. You don't have to worry about a CVT transmission when you're going Buick opposed to Honda. And the only problem that I could see with this engine is that it's a direct injection without any port injectors, so it can be prone to buildup if you drive it at lower RPMs all the time. Then the camshaft is driven by a belt. Now the belt is in an oil configuration similar to the 1.0 EcoBoost, which it's not bad, but there is a balanced shift chain to keep in mind. The engine is made out of aluminum and it's smaller, so it gives a lot more space underneath the hood. So there's some pluses and minuses, but overall, when you're considering you're getting 28 mpgs for the city, 32 mpgs for the highway, and you're gonna have great torque response off the line, I kind of like that they went this route. Obviously, just like most people, I would prefer a 4-cylinder, but the 3-cylinder has been out for a little while also. Matte black is going to surround the fenders and the lower skirt with the touch of chrome that goes around the top of the window trim. In order to get rear cross traffic alert, blind spot monitoring, and lane keep assist with adaptive cruise control, you're going to have to tick the box for the convenient package number 2. And going against competition like the Mazda CX-30, that's going to be a lot more money. And when you're trying to get that turbocharged engine, you're going to be over 30 grand, in which you can tick the box for the Avenir and get all the features more or less standard. Now there is still options that you will have to option in the Avenir trim, so I like that they actually give that availability, because when you go Honda, you have to go up tiers in order to get all of the features. And Subaru and Honda both are going to have that CVT transmission, in which this is not going to have that. LED taillights is going to be standard. The rear is going to be changed for the Avenir. You'll get the satin aluminum here with the Buick print and the new badging. I like the coupe design that Buick has emphasized here. You will lose maybe 2 to 5 cubic feet of cargo capacity from top to bottom. However, it keeps a more sporty style whenever you're considering any of the competition. This is going to look a little bit more athletic than all of them. Because we have the Convenience Package 2, power liftgate going into 20.7 cubic feet. It's going to sit up a little bit because of the coupe design, with a storage nook underneath the floor. Gets a spare tire. And to take the privacy cover off, it's pretty easy. Just a couple of clips, pop it out. And because I'm tall, I'm going to do it in the back. That's going to max cargo to 42 cubic feet at a 40-60 split. And if you're not so tall, you will have to go to the back door in order to split it down. Because of Convenience Package 1, we get 10-way power seat adjustment. It's a cloth leatherette setup, heated front seats. It also adds a heated steering wheel and remote start and keyless open for the front doors. Headroom and leg room.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by OnStar's high-speed 4G connection. Press the blue OnStar button to learn more.
6 speakers come standard. This is the base trim, but we have Convenience Package 1 and 2, which Convenience Package 2 gives us the wireless charger, rain sensing wipers, 2 USB ports, 12 volt, single climate control. It's going to get the satin aluminum that's going to brush underneath here. All trims get a 11-inch diagonal touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, and when you turn it into reverse, you have trajectory that will expand, and every vehicle will be optioned with a digital gauge cluster for the driver. 3-spoke steering wheel, it is heated, multi-function. We have adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert because of convenience package 1. Little storage right here, and the key fob for the Envista. It's going to be more sporty. Opens up into a deep storage pocket. It is pushed back a little bit. No panel moonroof or a moonroof. OnStar with 4G capabilities. The door panel and the dash configuring together, and you get the satin aluminum that gives a sporty style to the vehicle. And it's going to be soft, kind of right here. It's still going to be a little bit more sporty with a medium-sized storage pocket that's deep with the beverage holder carved out. Headroom, and this is with the slope roof line. Leg space is still good. Storage only behind the passenger seat with a large storage bin, 2 USB ports, and the door panel. It has child safety, but it doesn't have the satin aluminum that you've noticed. It's pretty much stripped out of all of the same materials that's in the front except for this little area here, which is more sporty. A smaller storage pocket that you could probably fit a few beverages in. Sliding into the center, the floor is flat, so sharing feet, butt, shoulder, and leg space is not necessarily too bad. And headroom, I'm at 6'3", it's still doable. 137 horsepower out of the Ecotec 1.2 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder. Is it going to be enough power for your day in and day out? It is. Now going up onto the interstate, it's going to be a little bit slower, but nowadays most of the vehicles are not going to be like a Ferrari or a Corvette. So don't expect that kind of performance. This is your everyday vehicle to get you to point A to point B and giving you some luxury with sound deadening in the interior, which normally you don't get that at this price. This is what you get. It's a comfortable ride. The road noise will filter in. There's no way around that when you're looking at these prices for vehicles. Just trying to get more of a quiet ride is really what you're looking for, in which if it's spot on with the segment, visibility is good, you sit up enough, comfort in the seats is good, power seat adjustment for the driver. I wish that they had power seat adjustment for the passenger. That's going to take me to my pros and cons. Starting off with the pros is you're getting standard digital readers. Now, there isn't a lot of configuration to the readers, which is a con, but I like that it's getting that tech-savvy look in the interior. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and you can option a wireless charger on all trims. You can't do that with Honda. You have to go up tier levels. When you go Mazda, tick the box to a turbo, you're gonna be spending near or over 30 grand, and you're not going to get all the features which we have here. So you're seeing the savings that trickle in. Back seat, you still have that cool design on the exterior, and you still have headroom with cargo capacity that maxes over 40 cubic feet. This is a small SUV, and they make a great deal of giving you a lot of space. And here's the performance. Because we have a 6-speed automatic transmission, I feel that it is a little bit more playful also, because if it was a CVT, you would feel some jerks here and there. I'm liking that I'm getting great MPGs. The steering has a little bit more weight here than pretty much everybody in its class, even Subaru, and that's a little bit more of an off-roadsy vehicle, but I can appreciate the heaviness to it also because it makes you a little bit more engaged. I dislike that you have to tick packages in order to get the adaptive cruise control and the lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross traffic alert when you're at these trim levels, but it's still not going to be an excessive amount of charging. Now, when you're thinking about adding all the packages, because this blue color, for instance, is an additional $400 or $500, it will start putting this up to a sport touring trim price, in which that's a con to me, because I would tick the box for that one. Kind of the sweet spot, because you can get 19-inch wheels. They're not going to be the same as the Avenir, which when I'm thinking 30 grandish or a little under, I like that the Avenir is more signature. Everything is for Avenir, and you can't put that on any other trim. So I feel like I'm actually getting value there. Turn radius is going to be about 2 lanes. Let's rock and roll. Doing this, I'm still getting great MPGs. Going against other competition like Volkswagen, the taht, it's more of a box design, so it's going to have a little bit more interior space. It's also longer, but then the price is also a lot more. And the other problem that I have is, even though we're getting a digital reader and infotainment screen, it's so dark, the color configuration. I wish they would have brightened it up a little bit, because at least with the interior, they're giving you brighter color, so it's not all ebony on ebony on ebony like everybody else is doing. I just want to see some of the pixels a little bit more so, because in the sun, it is a little bit harder to actually navigate or use the infotainment screen and the gauge cluster. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank Buick of Lakeland for giving us this 2024 Buick Envista Preferred for our car review.